Manever I say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there, o see them yopo.
Mema wakwaba ede ba PENDREAM TV so make sure say obe subscribe to channel no click bell so say the news to our sabit me aka ntem no watie afa so make sure say obe like na wa comment no share ama afoforo so nsaka na comment section ho so no opese wo kire wa adwen obetimi ede wadwen kire ato honom na amanfo so anya bia kenkan na onim say PENDREAM TV there eye nsem a ekoso Ghana yam politics mu ne ede ba na yasaka ya ne ede abranti na so me video I saka pese no che na ye dey ba nti me mo modern astro so obehwe video we amana si awie na wa kire wa adwen e comment section na se yenko video.
The state of play in this country today is that in 2016 when Sly and his friends told Ghanaians that President Mahama needed to be booted out because a gallon of petrol was 14 cedis and it was unheard of. Today, how much is it? It's 70 cedis. Iron rods, a ton of iron rods was 2,800 cedis at the time. Today, it is 8,200 cedis. Cement was 27 cedis. Today, it's 108 cedis. Sanitary pad, the Sil3nce, was 2 cedis 50 pesos. Today it is 18 cedis. Tomatoes, 1 paint bucket of tomatoes was 8 cedis. Today it is 200 cedis. Indeed, today 4 moderate sizes of tomatoes are 20 cedis. 1 paint bucket of onions was 15 cedis. Today is 80 cedis. A sack of maize was 170 cedis. Today it is 800 cedis. Gari olonka 5 cedis. Today it is 30 cedis. 1 chicken, a broiler, better than 200 cedis. You could find one. Today, if you don't have upwards of 1,000 cedis, you won't get. A crate of eggs, 12 cedis. Today, it is 65 cedis. Kenke, 50 pesos. At the time, today it is 5 cedis. Boafo, 20 pesos. Today it is 2 cedis. 5 kilo bag of rice, 25 cedis. Today it is almost 200 cedis. And I could go on and on and on and on and on and on.
Where you were buying them from?
No.
For example,
no.
The kinky fruits.
Kobebia won't cry. Tell me you will find kinky less than 5 cedis.
I mean, the prices you quoted earlier on.
Kinky was 50 pesos at the time. How much was it?
Even now,
I'm coming.
Where you are buying it from?
At my age, at our Sly and our ages, most of us may have high blood pressure. Some diabetes. Definitely, you should be taking some cholesterol medication. High blood pressure medication, Kwadwo, which is the preferred prescription of most doctors. At the time, it was 15 cedis. Today, it is 260 cedis. Forciga, it's a blood sugar medication for diabetic patients. It was 70 cedis. Today, it is 850 cedis. Couple that with the fact that most of us have lost our savings. Before Kenoforiata became the finance minister of this country, nobody knew that your bank account wasn't safe. Nobody knew that you could have treasury bills, which is essentially a call account. That is the reason for which you save the money. You go and ask the bank for it, and they will tell you that the Ministry of Finance says they shouldn't give anybody their money because the CD is tanking. Nobody knew that after criticizing President Mahama's government for having 120 billion CD debts worth of debt, which encompass all the debt from Gettysburg to 2016, today we'll be at 680 billion CDs worth of debt. Sly and his people have quintupled the amount of debt we had. When they came to power, before they came to power, they talked about nuisance taxes. Everything was a nuisance tax. ESLA was a nuisance tax. Am I lying? You're a media man. They highlighted ESLA. As soon as they came, they collateralized ESLA. So the ESLA has been collateralized till 2035. And the residuals from ESLA is what they used to pay that scam, SML. Where a free zone operator suddenly metamorphosed into a company that could now collect tolling on fuel. When KPMG were tasked to audit that scam, the presidency came and lied about the amount of money that had been paid to them. They said, oh, around 1 billion. When the KPMG report was finally released under enormous pressure, we found out it was upwards of 1.5 billion that has been paid to them. The people too are telling us that nobody has paid them 1.5 billion. We live in a country where a minister stores millions of dollars in her home. The money is so much that her house help has stolen enough to build a house, buy vehicles, start businesses, and she didn't know. When she was caught and the relevant agencies were dealing with her, the president came out with a statement that he knows that she'll be exonerated. If that is not prejudicing a case by a lawyer, what else is? Throughout all that period, Sil3nce and his people have stayed quiet. We live in a country where even during their presidential primaries, one of the MPP contestants, Kennedy Ejipong, questioned what their now presidential candidate meant by if the currency is weak, the exchange rate will expose you. Percy, when we were in power, the CD to dollar ratio at the time we left power was $1 to 4 cedis. Today, it is upwards of 16 cedis. Just 3 weeks ago, it was 13 cedis. And so, you know what Sil3nce's argument is going to be? He's going to talk about the rate at which the CD went up another time. When importers are going to import goods, do they import in rates? When you buy goods and you bring it to the country, and the customs indexes the CIF value to the dollar, do they index it in rates? All these prices that I'm telling you have gone up, did they go up in rates? And if we were doing rates, have people's salaries gone up in rates? What has rather happened is that almost everybody who had savings in the bank, your savings has lost value. If you have treasury bills, it has lost value. If you have worked for 25 years and you have saved money in the bank, and Oforiatta came to tell you that basically we've expropriated the money, and as you are on retirement now, wait, when you are 78 years old, you get the money. What is the life expectancy of the ordinary Ghanaian? The finance minister himself, then, who they claim to have fired, a few weeks ago, after he was fired, when this country went to the World Bank spring meetings, guess who was sitting in the front seat? Yes, take a wild guess. The sacked finance minister, wearing white, reading his Bible verses as usual. So, the only polls that matter in this country is what the people are watching. How their lives have been affected. What these people have done to us as a nation. Right? We are the only country, and you people have been playing that newsreel, where Dr. Bawumia said, economic conditions, global conditions. How can global conditions affect everybody else and skip Ghana? Our inflation rate today is 25%. The inflation rate of Togo is 3.8. The inflation rate of Burkina Faso is 3%. The inflation rate of Cote d'Ivoire is 3.6%. And yet, Sil3nce is going to come and talk about Ukraine war.
You're preempting him.
Yes, because I know what he's going to say. Those
What
are
if
the
he doesn't say that?
Oh, if he doesn't say it, great. It's good for the Ghanaian people. But he's going to tell you that COVID and the Ukraine war. Today, Kwesi, you and I are the only human beings on this planet in a place called Ghana where we are paying taxes for contracting COVID. Why? Because this government blew the COVID money on foot soldiers, spending it, giving it to people. I mean, we had a parliamentary candidate in Sagnarigu come and tell us that she was giving money, COVID money, to give to her people. We have others who have said they access COVID money in soft loans, which they have never paid. None of that money was used to do anything. We were told that as part of the COVID relief, if you remember, we were told that we're not going to pay for water. As soon as the COVID period was over, the then information minister came to tell us that the free water that we were giving was not so free after all. If I'm lying, tell me that Kwadwo Nkrumah didn't come to tell us that the free that we were giving was not so free, even though when he said it was free, it was supposed to be free at the time it was free. So, this is the poll that matters. Ghanaians have seen corruption that is shocking. They have seen borrowing at unprecedented and unbelievable levels. We have a president who sits in a private jet at enormous cost to us. He flies and goes to sleep in the most expensive suite in the most expensive hotel in London. The Prince Alexander suite in Claridge's. Anybody who disputes it, the pictures are there. When he met Jordan Ayew, it was there for everybody to see. What a country. And they are talking about polls.
All right.
That president. And notice how in the polls, Dr. Bawumia was more popular than President Mahama, but the NDC was more popular than the NPP.
So you don't believe
in
it?
This country,
you're not going to work on it?
In this country, I didn't say we work hard.
You're going to work on it.
We have worked hard for 8 years.
Are you going to take the data available in the pool?
What I am telling you,
to
we have our data.
To strategize as a
We have our data, we do our research. What I'm telling you is the poll that matters. On December 7th, Ghanaians are going to take the things I've said. And if you gave me your whole program, I could go through it. But you won't give me, I haven't even begun to talk about the taxes. Right? If you import something into this country, if you import a car into this country, go and read their taxes. You pay tax until the cows come home. Right? The customs decides what your car is worth, not what it is really worth. They decide. And then they tax you. They tax you. Onanani Petu tax. Ragumzo tax. Everything. They just say you pay taxes until the cows come home.